Alright, it is time for day 9 of FFYLands 0. So, a quick little IRL update. I did just move. I've been doing nothing but picking up heavy stuff and moving it for the past 2 or 3 days. My lower back is absolutely destroyed. It is very upset at me. But somehow my camera in the process has become a little bit jank. So I might have to either figure out how to fix it or how to replace it. Which, I mean, everyone knows how you replace it, you just go buy a new one. But that may be a thing that happens. And yeah, just moved a little bit, not too far, just like 30 minutes south of where I was. And it's a pretty nice place. But as for the actual game today, we are going to be working on Torg DLC and then maybe Hammerlock DLC as well. We do have an endless, so I'm thinking we could try to do a one-shot, one-kill build with that and see how that goes. Probably have to change up the class mod to make it a little better. Maybe a legendary killer or something like that would be good. Not really sure, but we'll test it. Or, actually looking at the class mods now, the BA Sharpshooter buffs one shot, one kill by +6, and it also provides a lot of other crit and damage type of skills. So probably just the sniper comm, which is pretty funny because that's what you would do in vanilla too if you were trying to make this build. The killer could also be good. It provides a lot of crit, but it wouldn't buff our one shot, one kill potential, so kind of on the fence. Might just test them both and see how it goes. Yeah. I mean, even though this is a slag pistol, this isn't terrible damage. Of course, a lot of it is the B shield talking. But this works. It works pretty well, too. Okay, cool. Yeah, this could be a fun little build. Alright, nice little level up. I do think if it wasn't slag, this would definitely be a lot more really nice damage we would be looking at, because it would be 3 times more damage. So we might have to go farm out Geary for a little bit just to try to get a non-elemental or a fire endless just to be able to use that. It should be available by now, considering I have one. So yeah, I might actually just stop what we're doing and go do that. Oh, how did I forget the Norfleet was even a thing in this mod? Well, we have one now, so that'll be plenty useful. Okay, you know, non-elemental endless. It's got a Jacob's grip, so it's going to be a little slower. But you know, this could be it. This could be enough. Okay, so we've gone back to Sanctuary to respec really quick to make the build a little more useful. We have spec'd out of ambush, except for 1 point because we have a class mod for it. Mainly because we're going to be hard just holding down the shoot button at dudes, so we're not going to get a real big benefit out of this. And we put those points into Rising Shot instead, since we will always be stacking at 5 out of 5 in it, probably. And then I do want to put more points into Hardened Suit, just because the extra DR and the cooldown and stuff is really nice. But beyond that, the build is completely normal. Right, so now with our new spec, everything still hurts. What a surprise. But our damage should be looking a little bit nicer. Oh yeah. Yeah, so this is definitely a build. Definitely a little bit strong, and I think we will be abusing it for the day. That's very nice. It may be a good idea to not wear a B shield with this build, mainly just so that we can get survivability out of a different shield, so that we can actually, like, you know, afford to shoot guys for more than a couple seconds before going down. So that's probably a thing we should look out for, is just a different shield. go ahead and use some of our Breath of Terra that we have. Instantly farm ourselves with said Breath of Terra. Normal activities. Alright, we've switched to the Legendary Spy for the Bar Brawl, just because of ambush bonus with the Breath of Terra here. Turns out it's pretty fun, as long as you don't blow yourself up too much. Might cause a little bit of some bad FPS though. It's worth it. Alright, this is a really good test of our build. So we should be able to just kind of do this about it. Alright, we're trying out our funny Nade build again because I have a fastball for some unknown reason. We don't genuinely know why. But I do want to try it out a little bit just because that ambush bonus plus that damage is going to feel really, really good. Yeah, like that's a good little chunk there. Of course, matching element would help too, with the grenade type. And a better way to slag while invis too would be cool. But that's pretty good. Motor Mama, please be reasonable. I doubt she will be, but who knows. Yeah, it just kind of hurts. Yeah, literally just that rocket launcher is so aggressive. Norfleet, that will work. Okay, so walking up to Piston's blimp, I know the legendary killer does not buff one shot, one kill, but I'm thinking with the whole, like the amount of crit that it has on it, and then the amount of rising shot we can get off of it with our high fire rate, might make up for it, and if not, provide even more damage. So I'm curious, we're gonna test it out. Just wanna see. Well, that's gone. I don't know if it's just really squishy, or if that was just how absurd this damage is. Okay, cool, sure. Alright, it is time for one of my least favorite raid bosses, basically, yeah. Well, I mean, it's fine. He appears to be going away. Our crit seems pretty good. I guess the only difference between running the killer and the sharpshooter that I'm really noticing is the fact that we don't have a maxed out two-fang chance, so we don't always pierce shields. But that being said, this is plenty of damage, obviously. One hand's kind of dealing really good damage. Never mind. Take it back. So, the spy, when you go out of invis, it makes you shoot reduced ammo cost. And the Norfleet has a function where you can hold down zoom to dump all of your ammo reserve at a guy instantly. So putting those two together might have some interesting effects. I will need to get max SDU with it to really be able to tell, but we might be able to abuse that a little bit. I'm curious. Alright, let's go ahead and test this out a little bit. Yeah, it only consumed half the ammo. So you could dump all of your reserve at a guy and only cost half. That's really nice. I don't know if that's intended. It's probably not. And it's honestly probably weirdly balanced because you do have to wait for your cooldown. But that's really nice. I could also try that with the Undertaker. That might get us some free ammo, or like some free shots off. Yeah, we can just shoot the Undertaker for free if we come out of invis with it. Okay, that's also pretty nice. Spy. You love to see it. Man, it is really weird to just be running grenades and rocket launchers on 0. Out of all the builds, I did not think this would be one of them. It's very nice, though. It's very fun. That works. Let's do this, Jackenstein. Yeah, this checks out. Yes, but it's Jackenstein? Okay, but like, look at Isolated, him just running at me. Instantly get to farm one of his cores out. It's only the bots that make this hard. Okay. I'm just glad we got rid of all the enemies before he transitioned. That'll be really good for us damage-wise. Okay, so doing this fight, you do just need to be like hyper aggressive with your mob killing. That seems to be enough. Just don't jump. There we go. Okay, so I needed to swap my comm to get cooldown for survivability there. But it's done. It was not good, but it's done. Alright, and from our loot room, we have a new Shred of Fire. Okay. I still think that's probably going to get nerfed pretty soon. Nuclear Bloom, not really too interested in using that. Probably not too many other things. The drop rates in here aren't incredible, which is completely fine because there are sources for items, of course. But it does kind of feel bad whenever you get nothing from the loot rooms, considering it's like the end of a DLC, but it's whatever. And go ahead and turn in the quest, and I'm a little curious about trying to fight a raid boss, specifically Pete. I want to see if Pete would be too rough or if we can actually pull it off, so we might go do that. We can cheese Pyro Pete in the same way that you can cheese a vanilla Pete. I'm going to try not to do that, and I want to try doing legendary spy stuff initially, but after that we will probably just switch to using the endless, and then just kind of holding down the click button and making eye contact with the boss Salvador style, until it hopefully works. Okay. Not great, not gonna lie. But we can do that. He resists, right? I forgot he actually does just outright resist non-element. This might be a little rough. Might not have been my best idea anymore. Hold on. We're gonna test out our DPS for a little bit here. It's gonna feel a little bit troll, but we're going up here. Okay, so the sustained DPS is really good if he's literally just standing still with his face turned towards us. So this is kind of nice. If we were using an element he didn't resist, I'm sure it'd be a lot nicer, but it's kind of nice. There we go. Okay, so not the most fair or clean way I've ever done this fight, of course, and we will be doing it again at OP10, just a thing to keep in mind. But we got a Masher Hail Blow. Oh boy, this thing has been really fun in the past, and I think with the spy build it could be really fun right now. So that's definitely gonna feel really, really gross. And we probably got a good that's a new B shield. We probably got a good couple Only 26 Seraph Crystals. Surprisingly not that many. And then we got a Big Boom and an Order Shield. Okay, well, still cool. Nice little test. Okay, so I didn't initially see it, but the Big Boom Blaster in this mod provides extra launcher ammo limit, launcher ammo regen, shield capacity and recharge rate, and booster drop chance, and up to a 95% damage reduction against rockets based on how many Seraph Crystals you have. So this could be a pretty fun little end game thing to wear if you were willing to farm it out and also get a lot of Seraph Crystals. So that could be fun. That's definitely an idea. And now that we have done the kill, we're gonna try to do it again, but with a melee spec. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is a horrible idea. But, you know, science or something. Alright, so turn invis, reload to break our shield, and get the extra damage with kunai as well. Poke the guy. That's not bad. Seeing how much of his shield that just chunked out, and we don't even have a melee relic, which would provide a 150 to 200% buff, depending on which one we got. That's pretty good. Go ahead and turn invis. Smack him again. Yeah, this is actually just fine. Probably a little too strong, but just fine. Wipe off of the dot. Go invis. Trigger a reload just to make sure our shield stays down. Hit him again. Because why not? Yeah, this seems pretty solid. Our melee is pretty nice right now, I'll say. But he sure does hurt. He sure does hurt a lot. Okay, that's almost killing blow, I think. Oh yeah, we are an absolute menace. That was a disgusting amount of reach. But we did it. Cool. Sure. I'm not gonna complain. That was gross. Yeah, I think that actually legitimately fighting him on the ground and not just trapping him and shooting him 1,000 times was actually faster. We have a ton of melee damage. This is a level 65 hide. We could have had a level 72. We could have had a better legendary ninja. We could get a BA Slayer comm, which is basically a more gassed up version of the ninja. And then we could have the melee relic that Terra also drops, I believe. I'm pretty sure that's where you get it. So we could just have a lot more damage, basically. We do have more time. So I think today, for the rest of the day, we might try to go farm out some loot midgets because they can drop a lot of those miscellaneous items. So I think that's definitely the target farm from here. Oh, there's one. You know, honestly, I think just having kunai with the roid damage, even outside of a melee build, might be kind of good. Like, hold on. Because I am spec'd melee right now. And kunai does get buffed by roid. So if I just... That's not bad. It's not great damage, but it's not bad damage at all. Testing out our grenade damage with the vampire on. It's really good, and I don't know if that's because the vampire itself is really good, but it probably is. Or, yeah, it is vampire. I didn't know if it was going to be vampire or something like that. But that feels really, really strong. So, hopefully we find other good grenades like this, or just different elements of the vampire to use in a build like that, then that could be really good. Oh yeah, if you're actually invisible whenever they hit too, suddenly the guy just disappears. Who would have guessed? I think this is probably what we'll try to run through Fight for Sanctuary DLC, because our melee feels really, really good. We can swap to the Spy for a grenade spam if we want to try that out, maybe against Uranus for example. And that might be enough to just get us through that entire DLC with like minimal effort, hopefully. And yeah, I think also with Execute providing that AoE, we might actually be able to hit Hector or Dector or whichever one his name is. I always mix them up. So we might actually be able to try to melee him, which is weird because normally in vanilla you can't at all, regardless of what character you're playing, even if you teleport on top of him, because Gearbox loves consistency with melee characters. So that should feel really good, but we are unfortunately out of time for the day. Everything feels nice. This character feels really good. I don't know if anything is inherently OP or needs nerfed necessarily yet. We do have to wait until we get good items and we get into like true Nightmare OP10 raids to really like see what feels good and what doesn't. So hopefully we get some good stuff for that, and that'll do it for the day. So, day 9.